Our next caller is Dennis from Salt Lake, who has a question about the Federal Reserve. Dennis, you're on the line with Senator Lee.
Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Mike. I was just curious, do you support Senator Rand Paul's Audit the Fed bill, and are you aware that the Federal Reserve Bank is a private entity?
Dennis, the answer to your question is yes and yes. The Federal Reserve Bank is a private entity, and I do support Senator Rand Paul's bill to audit the Federal Reserve Bank. It's important to remember that the Federal Reserve Bank, while a private entity, has also been given these broad regulatory powers and, in fact, broad policy-making powers. It's unusual, and it's it's extraordinary, really, that we've taken a private for-profit corporation and we've given it immense power that would ordinarily be reserved basically to a despot. This is beyond making the Federal Reserve Bank like a legislative body, because a legislative body consists of individuals who are elected for limited terms and accountable to the people. The Federal Reserve Bank doesn't operate that way, and yet it makes policy and it enforces policy. And so it really acts much more like a king within its own realm where it's authorized to act. So in order to deal with this, and in order to deal with the fact that the Federal Reserve Bank has all this power and we don't know exactly why it makes particular decisions, Senator Rand Paul has introduced legislation, of which I'm an original co-sponsor, that would subject the Federal Reserve Bank and its governing body to a full, robust audit. Now, it's interesting. Some of the opponents of that legislation, including some Senate Republicans, actually argue with a straight face that we don't need that because they say the Federal Reserve Bank is already subject to audit. Well, if you look at the legislation they're referring to, technically it subjects the Federal Reserve Bank to a sort of audit, but under existing law there are loopholes in that audit requirement that you could drive a Mack truck, a 747, and an Airbus A380 simultaneously right through it. And so it's one of the reasons why we need to pass Senator Paul's legislation. If we're ever going to reform the Federal Reserve Bank and restore some of that power to the people, or make it better, make it more accountable to the people, whatever it is you think needs to be done, nothing is likely to be done to reform the Federal Reserve Bank without first subjecting the Federal Reserve to an audit, and I support that completely.